You'll never believe what happened. The big shot found a cheap hotel, and next day while walking the streets, spotted an amazing business chance. 2 hot models in the window dazzled him, and suddenly, the Korean restaurant's waitresses all wore matching seductive outfits. Serving fresh whiskey to passing customers, that was all the big shot's brilliant idea. He had every waitress transform into sexy, but the balance was just right enough to be tantalizing, but not too revealing. This irresistible tease had the guys completely hooked. Just when the loan shark found the big shot, it turned out the big shot had been kicked out of the bar. Talk about the blow to his ego. He proposed repaying his brother's $2,000 debt in installments, and have his brother repay the rest later. The other party saw the lively scene, and agreed quietly. The loan shark gave interviews, and Daku arrived. Daku learned the loan shark sought the big shot, so he brought last night's winnings to pay the debt. The big shot, although feeling somewhat dissatisfied, nevertheless recognized him as his own elder brother. Subsequently, he engaged in a conversation with Daku about his wife, and the following day, his wife, Zao-yi, ultimately managed to locate him. Zao-yi apologized repeatedly, saying it was because the big shot only worked, never home, and why he didn't follow his dad. Zao-yi's dad was once a gang leader. The big shot refused to rely on his wife's family or be scorned, so he struck out alone. Here he would script his own legend, as this area of New York was a chaotic zone overflowing with crime, but where there's crime, there's opportunity. The big shot's a smart owner who uses his mind. He livened up the restaurant with waitresses' new costumes. Soon opportunity came again. One day, contractor Old Baldy brought workers to the restaurant, envious of Big Shot. They worked hard, yet the capitalist boss never paid them on time, handing out checks that could only be cashed next week. What a laugh. The workers often cashed in those not yet valid checks to unwind on weekends, and of course, the Big Shot couldn't say no to his friend's requests. As he opened the cash box, a light bulb moment hit him, an idea for making a fortune. He went to find the loan shark. He wanted to partner with Tommy, but this was a big deal, so Tommy introduced him to his boss, Ruddy. Ruddy was the foreman on the construction site. Every week, 140 workers needed to cash their checks early. This was a deal he would happily take. Even with a service fee, the workers were totally down to cash early, and Ruddy generously gave the Big Shot and Old Baldy a grant every time, resulting in a steady income boost for the Big Shot. But that's not the main point. In Dull Street, as long as you have a brain, success is inevitable, and Ruddy had already been keen on taking business to this shady location. Before long, Ruddy found the Big Shot and led him to a bar on the brink of bankruptcy, warning him that the owner was in deep trouble. He wanted to hire the Big Shot as the bar manager, asking only for $1,000 and rent weekly plus half the bar's take. What a deal! But the Big Shot knew there's no such thing as a free lunch. After some digging, he found out the ownership of the bar was as clear as mud. He decided he couldn't let this opportunity slip away, so he gathered his friends to clean up the bar. He was confident that with his success at the Korean restaurant, the bar business would flourish for sure. But that's not all. Daku found out why the vending machines were abandoned. The prior owner left without cleaning them. One day, a big bearded man barged into the bar, claiming those vending machines belonged to him, demanding cash from the Big Shot. What a nuisance. But before the Big Shot could respond, the gruff-looking Daku made a move, causing the bearded man to leave, reluctantly. Daku's approach received high praise from the Big Shot. After all, any soft moves on Dull Street would get you nowhere. However, Ruddy warned the Big Shot that the bearded man was from the Irish mob and demanded the Big Shot be handed over. The Big Shot bravely strode over to the rival bar, completely unfazed and calm as a cucumber. Subtitles. It turned out that this was a test deliberately set by Ruddy for the Big Shot, as he clearly wanted to see how capable the Big Shot truly was. Before long, Ruddy had resolved the issue with the Irish gang, while the Big Shot managed to fix the vending machines in the bar. Subtitles. The bar opens with the first customer. The boss hires only young female students, and business booms. The bearded man wasn't keen on giving up. He took out a gun when no one was looking. Just then, All Black showed up, wanting to intervene, but scurried off instead. Big Shot chased after him, thanking All Black by buying a drink and hiring him as security consultant. That night, the Big Shot handed over the first month's rent and vending machine earnings to Ruddy, who was as happy as a kid in a candy store. Ruddy hadn't met such a smart, honest young man for ages. He told the Big Shot not to rush. A big deal waited him. As long as this deal goes through, the Big Shot will surely become the true king of Dull Street. Don't forget to subscribe. On the other hand, the Big Shot's career made small progress, and his wife Zao-yi rushed to him, repeatedly apologizing for abandoning him. She said she couldn't stop thinking about him every day, wishing he'd come home soon. After all, is there truly a risk-free business opportunity in this world? Today, Ruddy found the Big Shot, gave him an exclusive shop deal, ready funds, the big shop managers. Government would quietly assist them under the table, enabling even a fool to profit, but for some reason, the big shot hesitated. Thacker and Old Baldy were puzzled. Why did the big shot hesitate over a boon others crave? What huge deal did Ruddy offer? This all traces back to the infamous Dull Street, where the hardest workers were those dedicated ladies on the curb. Other day or night, rain or shine, these ladies dashed forward to greet any car on the road. Depending on circumstances, they may chat in cars or ponder life at nearby rentals, but this job is extremely risky. They'd encounter all sorts of twisted individuals and might even come across some crazed criminals talk about life or death. This situation gave rise to a special profession, girl agents, who are dedicated to ensuring the safety of these ladies.